In our previous video, we did the difference between bin card and store ledger. Now in this video, we are going to study how to prepare the store ledger. Now before doing an example of store ledger, we should know what are the various pricing techniques on which the store ledger is actually based. So first pricing technique is specific price method. In this method, the material purchased are issued only against that job for which they have been actually purchased. So material issued are priced at their actual price, right? First in first out method, in this the material are issued at first or the oldest price that is available in the store ledger. That is, we issue the material at the first price. And in last in first out method, we materials are issued at the latest price which is there in the store ledger. So valuation is done at the current price of the stock. Then we have simple average method. In this we take the average price. That is, for example, let's say we have purchased stock on Jan 1. At the rate of 3 per unit, right? And on Jan 2, we have purchased at the rate of 4 per unit. So how we will calculate the average price? Simple average of this, that is 3 plus 4 divided by 2 is equal to 3.5 is the average price. The stock will be issued at average price, that is 3.5. In case of simple average method, here issue price is calculated by dividing value of material in hand by the number of units in hand. So we take total value of material in hand and the number of units in hand, we divide the both and we get the weighted average price. So we issue the material at weighted average price. In highest in first out method, the materials are valued at the highest price. And in LIFO method, that is next in first out method, here we use the price which is very much near to the market price, and the price, and that is the price at which we have ordered the goods but not yet received. So that is the market price of goods. Now, how to prepare the store ledger? So we have an example, and this example we will do one single example by all the three methods which are important, that is FIFO, LIFO and weighted average method. So let's start. Now in receipts we have a balance of 50 units at the rate of 4 per unit. So this is previous balance, and on Jan 5 we have purchased 40 units at the rate of 3 per unit. On Jan 8 we have purchased 30 at the rate of 4, and on Jan 15 we have purchased 20 units at the rate of 5. On 26th 40 units at the rate of 3 per unit. Now one thing very important about store ledger is that it is prepared in chronological order, that is in the sequence of their dates. So first of all we will record the entry of Jan 1, Jan 5, Jan 8, and then Jan 10, 12, 15, 20, 24, 26 and then 27, right? So issues are like this: 70, 10, 20, 10 and 5. So let's do the question. I have already made the format. So first question we are going to do with the FIFO method. Okay, so let's do it. Now see the format. First of all, we have divided the table into 4 parts, that is date, receipts, issued and balance. So all these 3 columns are further divided into sub columns, 3 sub columns, that is quantity, price and amount, quantity, price, amount and so on. Now let's do the question. See, on Jan 1 we have balance of 50 units. So I'm going to write here First of all, we'll write the date. Jan 1. We change the color. It is, we have $50 units at the rate of 4 per unit. It is at the rate of 4 per unit, and the amount is 200. Right? Now, moving on to the question. On Jan 5, we have purchased 40 units at the rate of 3, and on Jan 8, 30 units at the rate of 4. So I'll record these transactions. On Jan 5, we have purchased 40 units at the rate of 3. 40 units at the rate of 3 per unit. Amount is 120. We have not issued anything. And now the balance. Now the balance in stock is, we have 50 units at the rate of 4 and we have 40 units at the rate of 3. So we will write both the balances separately. $50 units at the rate of 4 and we have 40 units at the rate of 3, right? So balance is 200 and then we have 120, right? Now, as on Jan 8, we have 30 units at the rate of 4. So it is again 120. We have not issued anything. So now the balance. Again, now we have all these three balances, 50, 40 and 30. So we'll write these balances separately. $50 units at the rate of 4. Then we have 40 units at the rate of 3. And we have 30 units at the rate of 4, right? So we have 200, 120 and then 120. Now, as on Jan 10, next transaction is on Jan 10. See, January 8 and then we have Jan 10 transaction, that is we have issued 70 units. So Jan 10 we have not received anything. Now we are going to issue 70 units. So what price are we going to take here? Now this is FIFO method which says that first in, first out. So we will consume the first stock first. So we will take 50 units. In first stock we have only 50 units and now for more 20 units we will have to go to the next stock. So we will write like this: 50 units at the rate of 4 and we will take 20 units from the next stock. 20 units at the rate of 3, which is 50 into 4 is 200 and 20 into 3 is 60, right? Now the balance is, this is completely exhausted, right? And out of this we will deduct 20 units. So balance left is 20 units at the rate of 3. We are left with 20 units at the rate of 3 and still we have complete 30 units at the rate of 4. So it is 60 and 120, right? Now next transaction, Jan 12, 10 units issued. Jan 12, no, nothing received. So we have issued 10 units. Now this 10 units we can take from here at the rate of 3, that is 30. Now the balance is 20 minus 10, which is 10, and we have 30 units from the next stock. So at the rate of 3, at the rate of 4, it is 30, and this is 120. Right. Now the next transaction, it is on Jan 15, 20 units received at the rate of 5. Jan 15, we have received 20 units at the rate of 5 per unit. Value is 100. Nothing has been issued. So the balance again, now we have 3 balances. We have 10 units, we have 30 units, and we have 20 units at different prices. So 10 units are at the rate of 3, 30 units at the rate of 4, and 20 units at the rate of 5. So values 30, 120, and then 100. Now next entry, it is on Jan 20, 20 units issued, and on Jan 24 we have 10 units issued. So Jan 20, how many units were issued? On Jan 20th, 20 units are issued. So 10 units we will take from this stock and 10 from here. So it is like this: 10, 10. 10 at the rate of 3 and 10 at the rate of 4. This is 30 and this is 40. Now this is completely exhausted. Sorry. Now we have 30 minus 10. It is 20. So I'm going to write here, we have 20 units at the rate of 4, and then we have 20 units at the rate of 5. So 80 is balance here, 100 here. So total 180 is the balance. Now the next entry is on Jan 24. Right. So on Jan 24, we have not received anything. We have issued how many units? I think 10 units were issued. Yes, 10 units. 10 units were issued at the rate of 4. Amount is 40. Now the balance. So let's check the balance. Out of this 20, we have issued 10. Now we are left with 10 units at the rate of 4 and 20 at the rate of 5. 10 at the rate of 4 and 20 at the rate of 5. So amount is 40, and then we have 100. Right. Now next transaction is on Jan 26. So let's see what do we have on Jan 26. So on Jan 26 we have 40 units at the rate of 3 per unit received. So we have 40 units at the rate of 3 per unit. So 40 into 3 is 120. Now we have not issued anything. Right. Now the balance. Now we have 3 balances. We have 10 units at the rate of 4, we have 20 units at the rate of 5, and we have 40 units at the rate of 3. 40 units at the rate of 3. So 10 units at the rate of 4 means 40, 100, and then we have 120. This is the total balance as on Jan 26. Then we move on to Jan 27, which shows shortage of 5 units. So shortage of 5 unit is treated equally as issued. So the treatment of issued and shortage is same. So I'm writing here, nothing is being received. So 5 units are issued. Now we will issue 5 units at this price, that is at the rate of 4. 5 fours are 20. Now we are left with the balances 5 units at the rate of 4, that is 20. Then we have 20 units at the rate of 5, which is 100. And then we have 40 units at the rate of 3, which is 120, right? So this is total value of stock. Now we will write like this. I'm going to write here, we are left with 40, 20, 60 and 5. The quantity, balance quantity we are left with is 65 units at the rate of 120 plus 100, 220 plus 20, that is 240. 240. This is our final answer. Now we will do the same question by LIFO method. Method is LIFO method. So first entry we are having is on Jan 1. We don't have any receipts. We don't have anything issued. And now we have 50 units as balance. So I'm writing 50 at the rate of 4, which is 200. Right. Then we had on Jan 5. Jan 5. Now we have 40 units received on Jan 5 at the rate of 3. Amount is 120. Now we have not issued anything. Again, moving on to balance, we have 50 units at the rate of 4 and we have 40 units at the rate of 3. So amount is 200 and 120, right? Now as on Jan 8, we had 30 units received at the rate of 4 per unit. Amount is again 120, not issued anything. Now the balance again 40 and then we have 30, right? 50 units at the rate of 4, 40 at the rate of 3 and 30 at the rate of 4. The amount is 200, 120 and again 120. So now the next is Jan 10. On Jan 10 we have not received anything. We have issued I think 70 units. Now 70 units. So 70 units in first out method we have taken the first stock out first. But in last in first out method we will use the last stock first. So this is the reverse of the first method. So I'm going to write here 70 units. So we'll take 30 at the rate of 4 and now we need 40 more. So we'll take 40 from here, 40 at the rate of 3. So it is 120. This is also 120. Now we have used this. So we are left with only 50 units at the rate of 4, that is 200. Now as on Jan 12, we have again issued 10 units. So we have only one stock, so we will issue from this particular, we will issue at this price only. So that is, we have issued how many units? 10 units, I suppose. 10 at the rate of 4, that is 40. So we are left with 40 more units at the rate of 4. 4 4s are 16. 160 is the value. Now, as on Jan 15, we have received 20 units at the rate of 5, that is 100. Now we have not issued anything, right? So stock is like, we have $40 units at the rate of 4 and 20 at the rate of 5. 40 at the rate of 4, 20 at the rate of 5. So we have 160 and here we have 100. Now, as on Jan 20, we have not received anything, but yes, we have issued 20 units. So 20 units from the last stock, we will take the price, that is 100. Now we are left with only 40 units at the rate of 4, that is 160. Then the next transaction is on Jan 24. Jan 24. So on Jan 24, we have not received anything, but yes, we have issued 10 units at the rate of 4. So value is 40. Now out of this, we will calculate the balance. Out of, we had only one stock, so 30 units at the rate of 4. We are left with, we are left with 30 units at the rate of 4, that is 120. Now, as on Jan 26, we have received 40 units at the rate of 3, that is 120. Now, we have not issued anything. Moving again to the balance, we have 30 units at the rate of 4, that is 120, and now we have 40 more units at the rate of 3, that is again 120. Now as on Jan 27, we have shortage of 5 units. Shortage is treated similar to issued. So 5 units. We'll take 5 units from here. 5 at the rate of 3, that is 15. Now we are left with 30 units at the rate of 4 and 35 units at the rate of 3. So value is 120 and 105. Now this is the total value of closing stock. So we are left with valuation of closing stock. So we will write here closing stock is equal to 65 units at the rate of 225. The total is 225 and 65. So this is the LIFO method. We are using the last price for issuing the stock. Now we will do the same question as per weighted average price method. So let's solve this by weighted average price. Now in case of weighted average price, we will calculate the weighted average of every price. So first of all, first entry is on Jan 1. No receipts, nothing is being issued, and yes, we have balance of 50 units at the rate of 4, that is 200, right? Now as on Jan 5, we have received 40 units at the rate of 3, which is 120, not issued anything. Now in weighted average price, we will use only one price, unlike LIFO and FIFO. So we will calculate the average price. So how we will calculate the average price? That is 200 plus 120. That is 320 divided by total value of stock is 320 divided by total number of units 50 plus 40, which is 90. So I'll write here 90 units at the rate of 320 divided by 90 is approximately 3.56. So we will get 320 here, right? Now the next, as on Jan 8, we have again received 30 units at the rate of 4 per unit. Price is 120. We have not issued anything. Now again we are going to take here weighted average price. So weighted average price is again equal to total amount, that is 320 plus 120, which is 440, divided by total number of units 90 plus 30, 120. So 440 divided by 120. This will again give you a weighted average price of 3.67. Writing here, we have 120 units, price is 3.67 approximately, into, we will get 440 here, right? Now as on Jan 10, on Jan 10 we have issued 70 units. Now we have only one price here, so I'll be using that particular price, 70 unit at the rate of 3.67. So when you will multiply this, you will get 257 approximately. So the balance 120 minus 70, we are left with 50 units at the rate of 3.67. The value is 183 approximately, right? So then again on Jan 12, we have not received anything, but yes, we have issued 10 units. So 10 units at the rate of same price, because no new stock is added. So 10 into this gives you 37. This is 37 approximately. And now we are left with 40 minus 10. We are left with, 50 minus 10 is 40 units at the rate of 3.67, which is equal to 146 approximately. Right. Now, as on Jan 15, we have purchased 20 units at the rate of 5. 20 units at the rate of 5, which is 100. Now, we cannot take two price here. We'll have to take out average again. So, average is total amount now, which is 146 plus 100, 246 divided by total number of units, that is 60. So, when you will divide 246 by 60, you will get, we have 60 units. The amount is 4.1 and the value is we will get 246. Now, as on Jan, next transaction was on Jan 20, I suppose. Jan 20. Now on January 20, we have issued again 20 units, not received anything. So we have 20 units at the rate of, we have one single price, which is 4.1. So 20 into 4.1 will give you 82. Now we are left with 40 units at the rate of 4.1. And the value is 40 into 4.1 is 164. Now, continuing the same, as on, we did the last transaction as on Jan 20. So now next is on Jan 24. So on Jan 24, we have not received anything. Now we have issued 10 units. The price is 4.1, which is 41, and we are left with 30 units. We had 40 units out of which we have issued 10 units. So we are left with 30 units at the rate of 4.1. The amount is 30 into 4.1 is 123. 123. Now, as on Jan 26. Now, as on Jan 26, we received 40 units at the rate of 3, which is 120. So, we have not issued anything. Now, the balance again, we have 123 plus 120 is 243 divided by 70. So when you will divide 243 by 70, we have 70 units. Value is 243, and when you will divide it, you will get the average price of 3.47. So it is 3.47 approximately, right? Now, as on Jan 27, there is shortage of 5 units. So again, 5 units at the rate of 3.47. This comes out to be approximately 17, and now we are left with 65 units at the rate of 3.47, and the value is 226 approximately. So again, I'm writing here, closing stock. is equal to 65 units at the rate of 226, and this is approx. So we are done with the weighted average price method. Similarly, you can do the question by simple average price method, wherein we will not take the total amount, we will rather take the price. So every time when we have double price, we will take the price, total of price divided by total number of transactions we have. Thank you.